This is what the elites don't want. So it's exactly what we need to do. Keep watching.
I can't just sit back and
keep watching
and feel this way without trying to change it.
Wait for it.
You got the Black Lives Matter and stuff. We all matter, hell.
Yeah, we do. See that?
We all know that.
Join. This is what they don't want us to do. That's why it's exactly what we need to do. Beautiful scene right here. We got more in common than we don't.
It's time for us to stop this today. No more walls.
Today, we're going to show the rest of the country how we came together.
Everybody get it in here, man.
All right, this story is kind of bizarre, and it's happening right now, so this needs to spread as quickly as possible. Davenport, Iowa, over Memorial Day weekend, a portion of a building there collapsed. People living in these buildings. There were people that got trapped in that rubble, people who lived here. Now, 8 people were rescued from the rubble, but there are 2 people who are still unaccounted for, and today, the city plans to demolish this entire building. This just happened like 2 days ago. And they're going to demo the whole building. And people are going, we have 2 people still missing. You haven't found them alive or dead. They could be somewhere in that mess, and you're going to demo the building. And even if those people aren't there, people said there are animals still inside this building. 1 cat lives in this apartment, and there are 3 cats looking out this window. The building's been condemned. They're not letting people go in. They're going to demo this with the animals inside. And there is at least the allegation that the mayor is the registered business agent for the company that owns the building, which may explain why they would be in a hurry to tear it down. There were people out there protesting, but unless something happens, they're going to tear down that building with animals inside and people still missing. To the people in charge in Davenport, Iowa, think long and hard about how you're going to proceed. Because if you do this and there are people still trapped in there, or you kill those animals, you are never going to hear the end of it.
And it's the big churches making news. The Archdiocese of Santa Rosa, California declared bankruptcy, buried under child sex abuse lawsuits. The Archdiocese of Oakland facing 300 lawsuits considering the same filing. The Archdiocese of Baltimore, a federal judge considering whether to release a report containing the names of 158 priests accused of hundreds of sexual abuse crimes against children. And the International Church of Christ, accused of a massive cover-up of child sex abuse. You're going to love the quote in the lawsuit from one of their leaders. Abuse is no big deal. Most girls have been abused by the time they're 18. That's what a church leader said. Now, of course, there were the individual arrests, too. We tracked 46 of them. Here are the numbers. We have 4 Christian pastors, 2 Catholic priests, 1 Mormon missionary, 1 church employee, and 3 teachers, 2 of them at private Christian academies. There's also 2 police officers and 1 doctor. Nobody trans. Nobody who is a drag queen. We did hear about one case from a little bit more than a month ago involving a transgender person in Paducah, Kentucky. In that case, a worker in a daycare center accused another worker of a daycare center of inappropriately touching a child while changing its diaper. Now, you got to touch a child when you're changing its diaper. If you're a parent, you know that. But we'll see how that comes out. It has not yet come to court. Bottom line, in arrests, no drag queens, no transgender people, lots and lots of religious people. So the question is obvious. Why are the legislators going after drag queens and transgender people when it is plainly the churches, and in particular the Catholic Church, that has a huge child sex abuse problem?
Community south of Edmonton is calling today historic. Louis Bold Tribe has signed an agreement with Ottawa, giving the First Nation jurisdiction over its own child and family services. Nicole Weisberg joining us live with the details on this. Nicole.
Aaron, this is the fourth First Nation in Canada to sign such an agreement and the first in Alberta. It comes following the creation of a new federal law affirming Indigenous jurisdiction over child intervention services in First Nations communities. That law came into effect in 2020, and it's aimed at reducing the number of Indigenous children in foster care. Statistics from 2021 show that while only 8% of Canadian children are Indigenous, they make up more than half the number of kids in care. Louisville officials are optimistic the agreement will keep more children in the community and bring others back.
Although this is only a 2-year agreement, it gives us the basis and the foundation for us to look forward to develop something much stronger, something more permanent, something that allows that bilateral agreement to continue.
We recognize that Indigenous children must be in their home communities with their families and culture to flourish, and that Indigenous communities know best how to care for their own children.
The federal government is providing $125 million to the First Nation to implement its own child and family services law. Unlike the other agreements signed in Canada, this one does not include the province, which runs the child welfare system. A statement from the Children's Services Ministry says it has been helping the First Nation take over files, ensuring it's had staff and resources, and funding the cost of placement for some children. It also says, although it is not part of this agreement, it is committed to continue working with the First Nation. Aaron?
Nicole, thank you.